Okay guys, here you go. You can take a look at Casey's car, what we're doing here. Dave has begun to start some of the body work on the right hand side on the back of the quarter panel here. He's hammered out the major dents and straightened them out the best he could, and of course you can see he's got some body filler on there. Very light skims of coat of body filler though. Actually this side is, Dave does a marvelous job there hammering stuff out, so he's done good. You can see down here where I cut that quarter panel piece out and we've made a patch and we're putting it in there right now. So I'm working away on that, getting that all cleaned up. I've got the, I also took care of the, you can't really see it anymore, but inside here the whole wall was rusted on the inner side of the quarter panel inside the trunk area, and so was the wheel tub up in here. It was all rotten too. Now you might ask, why didn't you buy a new wheel tub? Well, the main reason was this side was the worst side. The wheel tub on this side was extremely bad. It should have probably had a new wheel tub, to be honest with you. Nobody for my local suppliers had one in stock, so unfortunately to get one I was waiting a couple weeks, and to top it off they wanted $350, and that is Canadian, not US funds. And even, I looked online and I could get one in the States a little cheaper, but being a Canadian and all our dollars gone for shit, so by the time I would have got it and sent it up here and all that, it would have been the same amount. So I just cut out the major rust that was in the tub and just basically welded in a couple new pieces, and you can see it down in there where I welded it in, and it's going to be just fine. Actually, I started working the math out. If I would have took that wheel tub out, by the time I would have took the wheel tub out, bought the new one, done all the bullshit, Casey probably would have been into it for probably, the wheel tub's $350 and he would have been into it for a good half a day. He would have been into it for nearly $600-700 parts and labor. This is probably going to be more of the factor of around $400, so I really shouldn't be saying what it costs, but I'm just giving you guys, the reasoning to it at the end of the day is, Casey's a young guy, 14 years old, and trying to help him out and trying to do the best job I can. And that's exactly why, if we take a look on the clock on the wall here, if we can see, I don't know if we can even zoom in that far. It's 7:15, Tuesday night, and I'm out here. Now, it doesn't mean I'm out here and I'm doing this work for free. I'm still charging them. The thing is that this Friday's payday for Casey, and last week I didn't work on it. I do paydays every 2 weeks, and last week I really didn't work on Casey's car much, other than cutting this area out that was rotten down in here. So the time we got the patch all figured out and made out, and the time we did the wheel tub and all that onto it this week, here we are Tuesday, I've got some other jobs I have to do, like Dan's 37 over here. I have to get back onto that this week also. So I could have just left it cut out and could have showed Casey the wheel tub done and just done the patch on the next pay period. But he's a young guy and it's his first car, and I wanted to do it now. I wanted to show him this. I wanted to show him the patch in his car. I wanted to get Dave to get, the bodywork roughed in. So when Casey comes out here, it's like, oh my God, because Casey saw what his car looked like before. Actually, here's the patch right here I cut out. If you guys remember, you can see the dent. It has to be like a good 2-inch dent, and they had just filled it with body filler. Then there's the old braze patching that they did back in the day. Now, I'm not knocking any of this work, because you know what? This was probably done back in the 70s. And back in the 70s, this car was nearly almost 20 years old. And nobody really gave a shit about 20-year-old cars, just like they don't nowadays, right? Usually when a car gets up to over 10 or 12 years old, people just don't look at them. And if they are going to take care of them in any way, they just run them into a body shop and say, hey, give me a quick splash job, and away you go. So that's typical work for back in the day. It was an old car. They didn't want to spend a lot of money, and that's what they did. So right now, as you can see, like I say, we're plugging away on it, and I just wanted to get this in there. I wanted to get Dave to get the bodywork in. I wanted to get it in primer, because I think it would mean a lot to Casey to come out here and see both his quarter panels done, one wheel tub completely finished, the other one is half finished, and the floor is all cut out. Basically what's left after that, and if you think about it, this Friday will be 4 weeks that this car has been in the shop, a month, but I haven't worked on it for 4 weeks. I've only worked on it here and there amongst other things. So it's come, a hell of a long ways in 4 weeks for what time I put into it. And I think when Casey sees it like this, it'll make him happy, and all that's really left after that is next time I get going on it in the next pay period will be basically to get the car up on the hoist, unbolt what's left of the body mounts, lift the body off the frame, do a little bracing inside, make sure the doors still line up good and their openings there, and do a little bracing, and then cut the rest of that back of that floor out and slide the new floor up in there and start welding that up. And then once you get that done, well, then we'll attack the back here. We'll come across and attack the back. The back's pretty bad, but you know what? I've left it, because that's the last thing I'm worried about. If I can get the floors in this car and both quarter panels done, holy shit, he's got himself a good solid car that's worth a hell of a lot of money now. You know, 56 Pontiac, two-door hardtop, Canadian. There's not many of them out there. Most people wanted Chevys back in the day. Most people still do. I think most people want Chevys because parts are available for them. They repop a lot of shit. And Pontiacs, they don't remake a lot of stuff for them. But they're a pretty cool car. So that's about it. So I'm going to keep plugging away. 7:15. Keep welding away on this. As I said, you got to do it slowly to try and keep down the warpage. You're always bound to get a little bit of warpage, but you know, back and forth, back and forth. So keep plugging away, and hopefully by 10 or 11 o'clock tonight I'll be done. And that's just the way it is. And then the Dr. Dave can do his magic. He can do his magic on it tomorrow and start working on the body. So anyway, that's it, guys. So remember, we're Old Time Garage. We're here to be honest and here to treat you fairly. We'll see you next time.